They assemble at night, each one having prepared as diligently as possible for the time given to them before the witching hour, the hour of reckoning, the time when they begin outdoor cartoon television. Stray Casts is on the air.
Good evening, glory, hallelujah to you. What the heck's your story and what's going through you? This is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. Make no mistakes about it. It's Wednesday night. Give it up for yourself, Bass Galaxy. LFG, come on. Come on. Yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Hey, you know who's co-hosting the heck out of this deal with me? He just walked in from abroad. It's the one and only. It's Ryan Pop Cornelius Whitaker. Hello, Ryan. What's up? How you doing?
Great.
Everything come out okay?
Everything, yeah.
Smooth
flowing.
Smooth operator, just like
Yes,
Charday. You are. Hey, Ryan, we're back after a couple weeks. It's good to be back.
Yeah, feeling good, feeling carefree.
Yeah, I'm telling you, feeling loose, even though you give me fever. You know what I mean? Hey, tonight we have the return of the one and only bassin sensation, Mr. Cooper Gallant, returns to the Stray Cast Show tonight.
The wind is going down from the north.
It is. North Country, eh?
Yes.
We're excited to have Coop on. I don't know if we've actually ever had Coop as a feature.
I don't think
He
so.
always, I think maybe when he won in 22 in the Opens, I think it was 22 when he won, maybe he came on for a brief moment, but this is our first feature with Coop, so we're excited about that.
Absolutely.
And last we saw him, he was in an undisclosed location, somewhere in Tejas. Yeah, he was eating a side of beef when we saw him at a Texas ranch.
He's traveling, catching everything.
Hey, do you know who's producing the heck out of this deal?
I do. Do you?
Right here on the Stray Cast Show for almost 10 years. Do you believe that, Ryan?
The actual Ginger Ninja?
Yeah, it's the actual Ginger Ninja.
The real one.
He's from abroad also.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he is producing live from Hobart, Indiana. It's the one and only Andrew Ellenberger. He's a Ginger Ninja. Gingy!
You did 10 years?
Yeah, dude, this is
that real?
Yeah, we're going on 10 seasons. I think we have 5 shows left this year. And then next year is season Diaz, as they would say in Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
For our Irish viewers.
That's a long time.
Been a long time, been a long time, been a long, long, long time.
Things were different then.
Ginge, you believe that? 10 years?
Yeah.
Let's not count my chicken before I choke. You know what I mean? Things have been getting crazy. We might get booted before.
Don't choke your chicken before you come.
Yeah, I never choke my chicken before it hatches.
6 in the bush and whatever.
Yeah, 6 in the bush is worth 5 in the pecker.
A jig in the bush is worth
6
1 in
and
the
5 half dozen of the other. You know what I
There
mean?
you go.
Don't look a gift horn in the mouth. Hey, let's quit while we're ahead.
All right. See you later.
Hey, Ginge, thank you. Hey, want to remind
Good show, guys.
Take care. Hey, guess what? Andy, I want to say thank you, Andy, for the cool birthday post. And
happy birthday, bud.
Thank you very much. That was awesome, and everybody that sent birthday blessings, it's great to feel the love. Thank you so much to the entire Bass Galaxy. Yeah. And so Ryan, you're back from the Grand Lake of the Cherokee.
Yeah, yeah.
You weren't able to Christie him up, were you?
No,
you weren't able
I
to
wasn't.
Justin Hamner them, were you?
Nah, I was trying to control the uncontrollables.
And you couldn't control the uncontrollable variables.
Yeah.
So what you did is you just swung for the fences.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It
was a game changer.
I swung hard. I swung a lot of times.
But you couldn't come up with a game
I
changer.
missed. A lot.
But no,
Yeah.
congratulations on making it.
Yeah.
Two.
Thank you.
That was your chance. Next year.
Yeah, it's good. No, it's right. I mean, that tournament was awesome. Bass laid it out for us. I mean, it was great. It was a great tournament, and try hard to get back there.
And it was so cool. I love the post you did with the past champions, the past.
Oh,
nation
that
champions.
was the best part of that meeting.
Yeah.
Area. They had everybody up. I mean, that's
you see our
awesome.
guy right here,
Yes,
Mr. Kerschel.
Kerschel.
Yes,
Yep.
sir. But
Yeah, man,
cool,
I got
Ryan.
goosebumps walking through there. It was awesome.
The whole Bass Galaxy was rooting for you and Brucey, our horses in the race.
I appreciate it from everybody. Sorry, I suck, but
Well, just unsuck yourself.
we'll get them next year.
The best you
I'll
can.
unsuck.
Yeah, the best you can.
And congrats also to Jose Munoz, our guy, my club guy from Cass Nation, winning the co-angler side, co-angler national champion.
Yeah, it's
Crushed it.
congratulations,
Got to
Jose.
fish as a boater the last day too, which
That's
is
pretty
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Right, moving right along. What do you got over there on your desk? You got something new
Well,
from?
I got these.
No, those are your those are
Oh.
help you see not colorblind.
That's
right.
right. That's right.
Uh,
I got these guys.
Those are your mannequins. But no, what do you have new from Abu Garcia over there?
Oh, I got something that's quite premier.
It is
It is the premier.
in your colorblind, so you did not know those were red
I
accents.
didn't notice the red accents. No, I have trouble with that. But this thing is the handle. I'm in love with the handle.
Oversized.
Oversized handle, straight across, just like the OGs.
Yeah, man. And I think it comes in at 6 ounces, available in 6, 8-1, as well as the 8-to-1 ratios. And I've been beating them up for about the last 3 months, and it's a heck of a reel. I like how you're Vanna whitening. Look at that handle right there. That straight
that's what
carbon
I like.
fiber.
That's what I like in a reel. Small body, huge handle.
There you go.
I mean, you got a lot to grab onto. You know, as my grip strength fades,
And your
My
mustache grows.
just having something. I mean, it's wet out, whatever, damp in the morning. You got something to grab onto and wench a fish in.
Check out the Abu Garcia brand new premiere, available abugarcia.com as well as omniafishing.com. Check it out right now. Right meow. Hey, also, hey Andy, do you have any pay some bill music behind me? I could do bill paying stuff. Yes. I feel like an infomercial right now. How I like. Hey, have you heard about honeycomb technology? Yes. Honeycomb technology was developed by the scientists at Spirit Lake at Berkeley, and stuff's amazing, dude.
Right on
So-
the shores of Lake Okoboji.
Yeah, Hookababachko too.
Yeah.
And I've been throwing that stinger on the back of the bladed jig, and I've been throwing the gilly on the back of the buzz bait.
I started doing that too.
Dude,
Thank you,
it's
thank
so-
you for that tip.
I don't. It skips unbelievably.
Yeah, you want
the
to slide
gilly.
a buzzbait under a dock? Gilly.
That's the deal, and it flaps. It flaps, bro.
It does.
I mean, it's a little sneaky buzzbait jig trailer. That's the Berkeley Gilly, and I think it's in the I don't know, 3-point something.
yeah,
size.
it's 3-point something
Yeah,
for the buzzbait.
for the buzzbait, 3.5,
Yeah.
and then the also the 3.8 has been the stinger size that has been most productive for me.
Yeah.
As far as I don't know. I like the honeycomb stuff, just like on the coal
I do
shed.
too.
There's something to that honeycomb. I don't know what's going on there.
It helps the wag.
Yeah, it does. It wags and wags.
Yeah.
Continues to wag. It actually self-propels. It's pretty. It does. It's pretty interesting. I don't know what
Self-propelled wagging.
self-propelled wagging. It's a new thing from Berkeley Science, Spirit Lake, Iowa.
SPW.
Hey, I want to remind everybody tonight there is not 1, not 2, but 3 chances to win stuff. Like and share this live Facebook feed. First deal, Tin Cup Whiskey, box of goodness to the door. Okay, to your door. Secondly, a hand-picked Cooper Gallant special giveaway prize from Coop. Wow, from Coop's personal being. Like and share the live Facebook
I
feed.
hope it's from the garage.
Yeah, it could be. You never know. He's in Texas somewhere. Let's see what he
Oh,
might
okay.
send a steak. And then third is a Sims gift certificate. Yes. Compliments
Nice.
of Sims Fishing and Cooper Gallant. All you got to do is like and share the live Facebook feed. And yeah, that's the deal. You Rock and Show Fantasy. Going to put it in a randomizer at the end. Oh, and speaking of that, get your questions in for Coop on the Straycast chat board. And we're going to ask Coop anything. I mean, don't hold back. We will ask him absolutely anything. Any question they feed Ryan or I, we're asking to Coop tonight.
Bring them.
Yeah, just so you know. All right, back with the deal. Omnia Premium Pro. Guess what? Been fishing with a couple dudes this week that both, ironically, are members of the Premium Pro deal. Yeah, Fireman Dan and ER guy Mustaine.
Well, they're serious about fishing, right?
And dude, saving money on the Premium Pro app and noodling on lakes around the country. I don't mean like hand fishing for
Not
catfish.
hand noodling.
Yeah, not like hand fishing for
Mechanical
catfish,
noodling.
but noodling around and learning
Yeah.
about the whole deal that makes these bucketheads and smallmouth click throughout the country. That's the Omnia Peter Prespiora Premium Pro app, available now, omniafishing.com. Also, the incentives for savings galore on the Premium Pro.
Save on everything.
Pays for itself. First order. Right there. Hey, moving right along, Impulse lithium batteries. Speaking of going the distance, he's going for speed. He's with the Impulse Lithium team, and he's getting cashback rewards. Ryan Whitaker, how do you do that?
Just sign up on the website.
That's it.
You get an Impulse lithium battery. Go on the website, sign up. It's free, and you win $500 on any tournament with more than 60 boats.
There it is.
Boom.
Impulse Lithium, plus some of the dang best batteries in the business.
Yeah,
Right
you want to go fast in your trolling motor all day.
Yeah.
For maybe 2 days,
Impulse.
3 days, maybe.
If you want to know, Fighter is the ultimate test horse. He beats the snot out of the batteries, and he's running the Impulse. So
Yeah.
if that don't tell you something, check it out right there. Hey, Popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's almost time. Is he around? Is that man around? Where is that gypsy?
What do I have to do?
Where is the gypsy?
How many times do I have to hit this?
For those about to rock, fire. Oh, yeah. 3 times. The
Got
10
3
cup
times for
whiskey
Foley.
bottle. And there he is. It's the whiskey gypsy. Oh,
How you guys doing?
I'm doing good. We're all jacked up with our Bob's Jack plate, and Popcorn's about to get jacked here on the 10 cup whiskey. Foley, you've been
I'm gonna do one with you.
Oh, you
All right.
join him? Okay.
I'll wait on you. I also have a premier reel.
Oh, look at
on my
you.
desk, Ryan.
You like that, don't you?
We didn't plan that. It's how I think when I'm doing my emails.
They
just-
flow. They flow, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
You just hang out with it.
I do.
Hey,
Sit in my
Foley,
car.
have you been happen to see any of the Stray Cast stories on the gram?
Yeah,
You see how shallow I'm running with that Bob's Jack plate?
I have.
Literally, dude, like a half a prop in the water.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, nuts.
No problem.
All the way up.
I've been through some of those places with you, and I'm like, what's he doing?
I don't know what it is. I was running some different jack plates before, and for some reason, the quickness of this Bob's Jack plate and the consistency, I don't know. They're pretty special.
You're fearless now.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they jump stuff well. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Should
That's
say-
important.
should say
That's
the bottom
important.
best liner. Foley, it's great to have you here again, as every week on the Stray Cast Show. And for those that don't know, this whiskey gypsy brings to you Bass Galaxy Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey. It's not the official brown liquor of the mountains. It's the official brown liquor of Bassin. And every time Foley comes on the show, he gives us a word of the week. And when you hear that word, you take a little sippy. It could be of your tin cup Bassin whiskey, or it could be a little cafe con leche, or it could be an ice cold Coca-Cola, or it could be a sweet tea out of a jar.
That's right.
You got that.
Out of a mason jar.
Over here on the mason jar, I got a little sweet tea and chasing it with some mountain whiskey. You know what I mean, Dad? So what is the tin cup whiskey word of the week this week, Mr. Foley?
Anything Canada, or if he says A.
Hey,
Hey,
I'm not driving anywhere tonight, so I'm looking forward to
Coop.
in
If
a
we
few
say Coop
steps.
too, and Bassin.
Yeah.
Luke, let's do
Yeah.
a shot, eh?
There it is.
There you go, eh?
You see how Popcorn figured that out? That all he had to do was like tap 3 times on the tin cup bottle, and you appear.
Like a genie.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You're like our genie in a bottle.
Like
There
candy.
you go.
He
There
is
you
like Candyman. That's exactly Beetlejuice too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, Foley, you're amazing.
Well, I love you guys too.
Hey, get this, folks. Now you're gonna want to get in on this. Not one, not two, but three chances on the like and share. First off, you're giving away a box of goodness to the door, as you always do.
That's
Hit
right.
whiskey. You might, I don't know. You can win that one and save yourself shipping if you want to do that. Sign for that.
That's just what I need.
I mean, you need to send mail it to you.
Mhm.
Also, we have a Sims gift certificate tonight on the like and share. Pretty cool. If you have not checked out the new Sims Pro Dry available at Omnia Fishing, it's pretty damn sassy.
It is Sims weather in the Midwest.
Yeah, it sure is.
It is.
And last but not least, something from Cooper Gallant's personal belongings. What do you think about that?
It's pretty cool.
Like and
Hey.
share the live Facebook feed. There it is.
That's pretty cool, eh?
Hey, what do you say, eh?
Uh-huh.
All right, Hoser, let's put the power poles down. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back with the legendary. He's legendary by now in these parts. The one and only Cooper Gallant. In a minute, Pascal.
Hey, guys.
Please, bud. Put the power poles down. Don't go anywhere. Coming right back. Power pole down.
There's a moment when you're faced with a challenge, and just solving the problem isn't good enough, even if that means breaking the rules and shredding apart conventional ways of thinking, all in the name of creating something truly remarkable. With this much control at its command, we didn't stop with just one. We created two incredible trolling motors. Introducing the new Power Pole Move brushless trolling motor.
This is the mountain, and this is mountain whiskey. Unspoiled, untamed, forever wild. There's no safety net, no way down. Up here, it's just man, and the mountain, and his tin cup. Tin Cup Whiskey. Mountain whiskey.
Omnia Premium Pro gives you the confidence to eliminate dead water on thousands of lakes across the U.S. Exclusively on the Omnia app, use 10 unique data layers containing critical real-time mapping information to see water temperature, water clarity, contours, lake bed hardness, and important weather data all in one place. Matched with Omnia's loyalty credit program on all your tackle and gear needs, this is the only app you need in your arsenal for success on the water.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, buddy.
That's a pretty good one.
Based in Chicago, Illinois, Tightrope Fishing has been designing and producing high-quality tackle for over a decade. Creators of the Baby Fireworks Super Jig, Bite Getter Spinnerbait, and more, Tightrope products are made by actual bass anglers that understand the need for tested and proven baits that catch fish. Tightrope products are available at tightropefishing.com and your favorite online tackle retailers.
Welcome back. Welcome back. This is the glorified version of a Bass and Talk Show. I'm your host, Pat Renwick. That's Ryan Popcorn Whitaker. Ladies and gentlemen, you can feel it coming in the air tonight. Somewhere out in the moors of Texas.
Remember.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring back to the show as a featured guest this time, the one and only, the amazing Mr. Cooper Gallant. Yes! Poop in bed. What are you doing?
I'm in bed.
I see that.
So, I'm in Texas right now. I'm in a little cabin. I'm at my buddy Scott's place.
Okay.
He owns Fisherman's Cove, which is a pretty cool little lodge he has here on Lake Fork. So I was on my way. I was in South Carolina. I've been all over the place, but I came from South Carolina, and I'm going to pre-practice for the Classic next year on Lake Ray Roberts. So I decided to stop here for a week, hang out with Scott, do a little bit of fishing, and yeah, there's really nowhere else to go. Chilling in bed.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Have you met Popcorn Whitaker before? This is Ryan Popcorn Whitaker. I think.
Yeah,
have
man.
You guys
What's up, Ryan?
We met at the St. Lawrence River, I think 2021, 2020.
His first year.
Yeah, you had a
of
good
the
tournament.
Opens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been my first year. It could have even been the year before when I was just there spectating.
No, you were fishing. You had a good finish. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a cool job. You got a cool job, Coop.
I do.
You know what I mean?
I do.
I mean, you're actually at work right now. It's a work night tonight for you.
Yeah. Yep.
Like doing a bass and talk show is actually part of your job. And then getting up and going to fish tomorrow to get better at your trade is part of your job. It's pretty cool, Coop.
It is, man. I think about it once or twice a week. I'm just like, man, I'm so lucky to be able to do this, It's one of those things. I'm thankful for it. It's everything I've wanted to do, and I'm doing it. So it's good. Life's good. And yeah, man.
It's amazing how that comes together. And you said it's everything you've always wanted to do. And I think that anybody who is a fisherman at heart and gets to be involved at any capacity in the fishing industry and the passion that they love, feels warm and fuzzy. You know what I mean? It gives them a nice feeling because you're actually able to do something. Your work has your passion, and it's the same thing. And I think it goes with anything. If you're a carpenter and that's your passion, then you're winning in life. And you're certainly you're doing that, bud. You are definitely winning. And I see bass fishing life, Coop, broken down into let me say like maybe 4 categories. And hear me out. Okay? Hear me out, Coop. This is how, as a bass fishing fan, not your bud, you and I are buds, but as a fan, this is how I see bass fishing, Coop. You ready? First thing I see is consistent Cooper. That's old CC. I mean, you're a consistent bassing man, dude.
CC Ryder.
Yeah, CC Ryder catches them. You know what I mean? You're a consistent bassing man. Let's just take last year. There was 9 events, or actually Classic too. You did well in the Classic, I think. Weren't you like a 15th or a 12th, or you're in the teens or something, right? In the Classic?
I think I ended up in 12th.
Okay, well let's take that one out. All right, 9 events. You top 10'd 3 of them. All right, 33%, 33.33%, I guess, and that's pretty dang good. All right, Coop, that's consistent. 1 year. You had a nice year. You look at Coop and you're like, yeah, he caught him again. He caught him again. But when I would see you prior to the events, you never had a clue. You were walking around like a chicken with your head cut off and didn't know what the heck was going on. Which brings me to the other Coop that bass fans see, which is lost Coop. Well, you seem lost a lot, but it all seems to pan out for you. Do you see that about yourself?
Oh, 100%. I'm lost more than I'm not. But it usually works out. I'm just one of those people that just goes with the flow, and yeah, man.
I like how it works out. Like, you should see Coop at an Elite Series event, like, 4:30 in the morning, Coop. You're just on another planet. And if you were going to talk
in the morning, I'm not a morning person. Like, I could be leading the Bassmaster Classic.
Yeah.
And like that first 10 minutes of me getting out of bed, longer than that. Like, once I wake up, it's not that I'm a grumpy Coop. It's just like it takes me like 30 minutes to an hour to actually like wake up and be aware,
to get some oil in the gears,
I'm
right?
the same way, man. Isn't that amazing though? I feel like that's so I've always said that, like, that's the sign. Like, if you're not a morning person and you've chosen to take a shot at bass fishing, it's the real deal. Like, you're very You're very into it.
Yeah.
Because you chose something where you got to get
really
up
hard.
earlier than most people.
You got to get up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like fishing's my passion. Obviously, love it. I'm obsessed with it,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter. I wake up. I've been like this since I was super young. Doesn't matter. I've never woken up and been like, "Let's go. I'm ready to go."
Yeah.
It takes a while to get the
Give me
gears
the
oiled.
morning. Yeah.
Yeah. It's always like you wake up and you're like, screw the tournament.
Yeah,
And then 10 minutes later, you're like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
And he's on him, catching him again.
That's
Gotcha.
usually about. I usually start waking up right when I start to like launch my boat.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed. Because I've literally seen you bump into things. Like, let's like walk into things. I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
he's not up yet. And then he brings in 19 and a half pounds. Okay. Okay, so there's lost Coop and there's consistent Coop. There is also versatile Coop. You are versatile AF, bro. Like, for real. I don't know if that's a Canadian deal or what, but all you Canadians are hella versatile. Like, let me give you an example.
Yeah. What is that?
Like, you can ping with the best of them. You out there ping, periscoping. You know what I mean? Popping a minnow. You can do that with the best of them. You can also swim a jig with the best of them. You could throw a bladed jig with the best of them. Yeah, and you love throwing a regular jig. I mean, so any type of bass and technique, you ain't scared, are you?
Not really. I mean, and I think I like doing it all. I really do. And I think as far as the versatility goes, I think the multi-species stuff has helped me out.
Really?
Growing up, for sure. But I still definitely have some weaknesses. I definitely have some techniques that I'm not scared of, but like come derby day or come practice, it's not something I'm going to do because I'm not that comfortable in doing it. Like,
what is that?
Yeah. What?
Throwing big glide baits, for example. Like that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's something that I'm not scared of. It's just like I need to work on it. But yeah, I don't know, Pat. I think a lot of it has to do with, growing up fishing for steelhead, growing up fishing for pike, muskie. It's just allowed me to fish a bunch of different baits, big baits, small baits, really small baits for when I'm steelhead fishing for or fishing for steelhead in the rivers. So I think as far as versatility with me and bass fishing has a lot to do with multi-species fishing. And then another thing would be the vast that we have so many different fisheries back home. We've got tea stain lakes, we got shallow muddy lakes, we've got deep clear water lakes. So it's allowed me to fish a variety of different species and different environments. Again, whether it's clear water, muddy water, tea stain water. And that's when, when I look back and I look at Chris and Corey, when they first got on tour and they started fishing FLW stuff, and they went down to Florida and they just started destroying them, like catching them. And everyone's like, how are these Canadians coming to Florida and catching them? Well, it's because when we go to Florida, we have lakes back home that look like Okeechobee.
Like that tannic tea water, like you're describing, in the same mix of vegetation.
Pads and
exactly. So I think that's one of the big reasons is just we have so many different fisheries back home that are so different.
Okay, so do you find yourself doing that on tour? Like, let's say you had a nice finish at Smith Lake. Were you like, oh, you're at Smith Lake and this kind of reminds me of this at home? Does that stuff happen to you often?
For sure. Not so much Smith, but
I just threw Smith out. I don't, you know what?
Yeah, but like Okeechobee, for example, the first ever Elite Series tournament I fished on my rookie season. I got there. It was my first time there, and
I remember it well.
And I did go there in pre-practice, and I just boated around just to see the lake and see how it's set up. But I remember Okeechobee. I got there, and I backed the boat, and then instantly, like just by looking at everything, the scenery and everything, I'm like, I like this.
Yeah, and everybody was like, so we were all hanging out prior to that season. There's you, Corey, Maddie, Seth. We were all hanging out prior. And I can remember, like, you know, that was like our first time, you know, pretty much everybody hanging out with Coop. You were a rookie then.
Yep,
That's
yep.
like, and here's like everybody was kind of struggling. Guess who's catching them? Coop's catching them. What's Coop catching them on? Chatterbait. It's burning the chatterbait. Like, really? Everybody, like, Coop's smashing them. Yeah. Like, I mean, it was a great derby for you and a great introduction to the Elite Series, because all of a sudden these guys like Corey, Chris, Fighter, Robertson, they're all like, huh, this kid can catch him. What the heck's going on here?
Yeah, that was a fun event, man. I locked that chatterbait in my hand pretty well the whole tournament. Caught a few on a swim jig, but got in one area and I just hunkered down and chucked and whined and got the right bite. I did good the first 2 days, and then I struggled on the third day. I never made the top 10, but yeah, for my first event ever on the Elites, it was a special one for sure.
I want to know what was foreign to you when you know, coming down to the south or whatever. What kind of bodies of water were kind of like, I've never seen anything like this before?
So fisheries like Lake Fork. Like, I've never been on a lake back home where I hit a piece of wood every 10 seconds. You know what I mean?
You did good on Fork this year.
I was out there today just idling around, and it's like, it's frustrating. It's like you want to get somewhere, and it's like you're constantly hitting wood. And so that was different. But I think the biggest, like, the thing I struggle with the most is tidal fisheries. Because we have nothing like that back home. Nothing. Right.
So you're looking forward to the Sabine this year?
Yeah, I am, actually. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a fresh breath of fresh air, honestly.
Yeah, like I've done good in like one tidal fishery tournament. I've probably fished like 5 of them. And for some reason, I love them. I don't know what it is. I like those grinder tournaments. I really do. Like when we were at the Sabine 2 years ago, I had a blast. And a place like the Sabine, like having it in the back of your head where you're like, if I can get one big bite, that can jump me 30, 40 spots.
Yeah.
That's fun. I like that. And when you do get that bite,
with you.
Some guy caught like a 10-6 on the Sabine not too long, not in the Bassmaster, but I saw it on the gram. Yeah. Like, and I'm like, out of the Sabine River?
I mean, the place is in the right part of the country to grow a giant fish.
Oh my
so
God. It's like 10 something. I know. Look it up. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
I thought a 3-pounder was big out there.
Exactly. Those 3-pound Hackney buzzbait fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just knowing that thing's out there. Man. Somebody catches a 10 in that tournament.
Yeah, it's like 10-6 or something.
Yeah.
Look it up. It's stupid. 8. It's stupid.
Yeah. Catch one of those each day, you'll win.
Yeah. That's all you need. Yeah. Go order a pizza. Be back in bed like you are now. All right. We got consistent Coop. We got versatile Coop. We got lost Coop. And check this Coop out. Businessman Coop. Whether you know it or not, you got a nice business plan, bud. You really do. With the whole YouTube series, the way you structure things with your sponsors, the way you present yourself on the Elite Series, very nice business plan, dude. Is that by design or something that kind of just unfolded?
No, it's kind of by design. I mean, when I first started doing the opens, I'm the type of person that always thinks 1, 2, 3, 4 years ahead. So, for example, when I first started the opens, I knew that I needed to prepare myself for 1, 2, 3 years ahead in case I did make it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because once you make it, that's where it can start to get really hard if you're not prepared. So I've always been that way. I'm always the type of person that likes to think ahead when it comes to business and when it comes to sponsors and content creation and ideas and things like that. So I'm always thinking about things to do, and I'm always thinking of ways to grow, help my sponsors, and I'm typically always thinking 1, 2, or 3 years ahead.
Wow. And I would never imagine that about you. All the times that we've hung out, the same guy that forgot his suitcase and it was in the living room for 6 days. You guys seen my suitcase? Yeah, it's in the middle of the living room. Yeah. But I mean, that's 3 years ahead, Coop. That's amazing. And it's paying off. The YouTube channel and variations, the road trip. I enjoyed the road trip. And
sometimes when you think ahead, you lose the present.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
he lost the suitcase because he was thinking about 3 years down the road.
he really was. He's like, I'm going to Boynton now, and then I'm gonna go get 3 top 10s in 20.
Oh, where's my suitcase?
Where the hell's my suitcase? There it
Oh,
is.
man. That's exactly it, Ryan.
It's
I do
amazing.
the opposite, so I can imagine.
Ryan's like George Costanza. He worries about it he's like the George Costanza of bass fishing.
I don't plan for the future.
I hope
worry.
the motherboard on my Minn Kota doesn't
Yeah.
go out this tournament because I think it might come to the broken.
Yeah. I worry about the future. I don't plan for the future.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Coop, hey, I want to remind everybody out there, get this, get your questions in now to Rock and Shoal Fantasy on the Straycast Facebook chat board, and we're going to ask Coop anything you want. Anything you want, put it out there, and Coop's got to answer it. He's got to answer it. Also, get this, not 1, not 2, but 3 like and share contests. Now, Coop, you can win this too. First deal is a gift certificate from Sims. Compliments of Coop and Straycast and Sims. So like and share the live Facebook feed, your chance for that. Second, this is the one you want, Coop. A box of goodness from Tin Cup Whiskey to your door. Right? Like and share the live Facebook feed. And here's the one that the whole Bass Galaxy is looking forward to. It's something from Coop's personal belongings. I don't know. It could be, you can surprise them with anything, Coop.
Yeah, it'll be a mixture of stuff. I'll throw some X-Zone stuff in there, Outcast tackle.
Okay.
Some Mercury swag, maybe some Sim swag.
Wow.
I'll put together a little gift basket for sure.
It's the Cooper Gallant Extravaganza Extreme Straycast Fun Goodness Pack. Like and share the live Facebook feed, and it's all yours. Boom. All
You
right.
don't need to be able to afford this fun.
Yeah, that's
It's free. Share it.
Coop, it's been interesting to get to know you on the Elite Series, personally as well as the bass fishing fans. And everyone enjoys Coop's escapades. Now, I've got to see Coop in some different lights, if that makes any sense. I've seen you under this light and under that light. And you're a lot of times you're like a high school or a college kid when you're set out into the wild. You know what I mean? On a wild off night. It's like, I think there's a couple different kind of Coops. So there's high school Coop. And then there's back to businessman 3 years ahead Coop.
Yeah.
So, but you've been really good lately. How do you keep that together? You know what I mean? It's like you're either high school drunk or you're like all composed and ready to go. How do you do that? How do you keep the happy medium?
Yeah, Pat, it really all depends on what I'm doing and what's going on. And I mean, when it comes to fishing and fishing is my job. So I do take it very seriously, But when I have time off, you have to have fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to go out with the boys. You got to have a good time. And, last week, for example, I was at my buddy Willie's in South Carolina. And we had a good time.
Willie?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, Matt's buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, Willie's amazing.
Yeah. So
you always have a good time with Willie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was at Willie's for a week and we had a good time. But no, Pat, I just kind of, there's a balance. There's times where you need to be serious and you need to work and you need to grind. But again, there's times where you need to let loose, have a good time, and enjoy yourself. Right?
Yeah, dude, and you're balanced. I mean, I meant that sincerely when I started. See, there's that word, sincerely. Yeah. You have progressed in your few years on the Elite Series to a more mature Coop already, and we're very proud of you for that.
Thank you, Pat.
Yes, just so you know, man. You've been Durbin a long time. I mean, think about it. Yeah, you came on to the opens. What was it? 21 was your first year in the opens.
Yep.
And you got 2 years under your belt here on the elites, right? Going into the third year. But I want to ask you this, Coop. Do you remember the first check you ever cashed in a tournament?
Yeah, it was back home in a local tournament.
Bassin tournament?
Yeah, to be honest, I can't recall the first one I ever got. But it was definitely back home in a local tournament. I was lucky. I was super lucky growing up. There were so many people that, kind of took me under their wing when I was younger and
How old are you here when you're fishing your first derbs?
Probably about. So I got into the junior Bass Nation. I was about 12 or 13.
Awesome.
And then started fishing like local stuff with buddies when I was probably 14, 15. And like I said, I was super lucky. I had so many people back home that, took me out fishing. And I'm going to name a few: Chris Tatosco, Peter Cito, Gooch, Dan Risordo.
The Gooch.
I know I'm going to miss people. Joe Ford. I shouldn't even name names because I don't want to forget everyone. But there is a giant list of people who took me out fishing. And, I obviously didn't have a boat. I was young. I had a little kayak at the time and a little 11-foot fiberglass boat that I fished in ponds and stuff with. But man, I was like, I say it every time I get on a podcast or sometimes when I'm on stage, like, if it wasn't for those people who took me under their wing when I was young, I promise you I would not be where I'm at today. So
it's crazy.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And it's simple things. It's like that you take for granted, things that you learn from other humans in person rather than a video. Like this is
priceless.
Yeah, it is. Like how to trim a jig skirt. I remember a dude, Eddie Morovic, teaching me how to trim a jig skirt when I was like in 6th grade, dude.
I remember you teaching me how to trim a chatterbait skirt, and then I fell on the floor for an hour. That's another story.
The tile was cold.
Yeah, dude. Like I had a buddy. I'll say that Matt Coling taught me about one of my first club tournaments ever as a co-angler. Just taught me the simple bed fishing stuff. I hit the fish, whatever, stuff like that, and it changed my life.
It's awesome, right, Coop?
Yeah,
yeah. It's funny you say that, Ryan. You talked about trimming your chatterbait skirt. Pat taught me how to trim my chatterbait skirt.
Did he?
You remember that, Pat?
We're not supposed to talk about this.
I saw 3 chatterbaits.
We don't need to tell the juice. We don't need to.
I don't need Brett Height kicking my ass.
Just cut the whole thing off. Just cut it off. That's what you do.
Yeah. Like, just throw it with a paddle tail.
Yeah. Put a paddle tail on it. It works better. It vibrates harder, actually.
But yeah, no, for real, Coop. I mean, it's amazing things you learn in person from people. That's the price in bass, the priceless bass and knowledge right there, dude. Speaking of price tags, do you remember your first check you ever got from a sponsor?
I do.
Do you? How much was it? You don't have to say the sponsor, but how old were you and how much was it?
I was probably about 18, 19 years old.
Okay.
It was $500.
Nice.
Yeah.
Got you some gas.
It was a rubber factory back home. I actually worked for them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I did rubber gaskets and I packed all of them before they shipped them out. And yeah, it was my dad's buddy. And yeah, he gave me a $500 check. And it was
as a write-off. We love it.
It was the best thing that happened to me that year by far.
You were working at the rubber gasket factory and got $500. What else have you done as crazy jobs back in the day?
So
I can't see you doing anything but bassing.
I've done a bunch of, and that's another thing I want to say real quick. And I talked about all the people that took me fishing. If it wasn't for my bosses growing up that allowed me to take the time off work, I promise you I would not be doing what I'm doing right now. So I did a bunch of different jobs. I framed houses. I was more of a laborer than anything. Pat, you don't want me framing your house.
Especially after a high school drinking night.
I did spray foam insulation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Laying down the asbestos, was he?
Oh, it was brutal. But my bosses were amazing. And that was what was cool growing up too, is they all fished. So we all fished.
They understood.
Yeah, 100%. And then that rubber factory, I cut grass when I was really young. And then my most recent job that I quit was about 3 years ago. And I was installing glass partitions like in high-rise buildings.
Oh,
so, like,
wow.
Sliding glass barn doors, things like that.
Way up high in the sky?
Yeah, with
that seems dangerous for you, Coop.
Well, no, so all interior, not exterior.
Oh, okay, good. You were inside. Good. Real good. Yeah. We don't need you on a lift or nothing.
No.
Scaffolding. No. None of that stuff.
But yeah, that was the last job I had. And that was with our buddy Jeff Sloot. And he was
Sloot. Yeah.
Yeah, you know Sloot, right, Pat?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You Canadians are all a good time. That's all I gotta say.
Man, Jeff was the best boss, man. Oh, he was awesome. Him and Wes.
The questions are pouring in here for Cooper. Keep them coming.
Coop, I want to know. I know you spent a couple days with our mutual friend Eric B up in Wisconsin, sturgeon and catfishing
on the road trip.
Yeah. What was that like? Going out with Eric? I know he's pretty dialed in out there.
He's a river rambler.
Yeah,
dude, he is. Yeah, man, we had a blast. Eric, he's hilarious. He's hilarious.
Like the Sammy Davis Jr. of Bassin.
He is,
because he's always like, yeah, babe.
No glass eye. Oh yeah,
babe.
Yeah, Eric and I went jig fishing on the river today. An hour before the show or something.
Yeah, he actually just sent me a photo.
Oh yeah.
But no, we had such a good time. Eric's awesome, and it's funny because he's so he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't.
No.
He is the most hyper kid I know. He's like Kyle Patrick.
He's on 10. Yeah. Yeah. He's on 10.
Yeah. But no, dude, we had a blast. He's dialed. I remember the first night we went out with him to one of his sneak holes.
Mm-hmm.
When you go fishing with someone and they're overly confident, you're like, ooh, that. When you're overly confident, usually doesn't. Yeah. And he's super confident we're gonna crack him.
What were you fishing for?
Sturgeon.
Sturgeons. Okay, I didn't know if you went for cats or sturgeons. I know you caught a sturgeon.
And we cracked him. We caught 26 sturgeon that night.
What?
Yeah, it was insane, man. And good ones too, several 40 to 60 inchers.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane. What were you catching them on?
Just worms, man.
Like night crawlers?
Yeah.
Wow. What's the setup? What was the setup?
It's literally just a big weight, swivel, about 1.5 feet leader to a circle hook. Super simple. Throw it out there.
What's the rod and reel?
It's a lot of night crawlers on a hook though, isn't it? 2 or 3 on one hook or something like that?
Yeah, you're putting 2 or 3 or 4 on one hook.
You're globbing them.
Yeah, we went to Walmart and spent $100 on night crawlers.
That's all right. It's worth it.
Oh, yeah.
You spent $100 on worse things, believe me.
I remember buying them and I'm like, did I really just spend $100 on worms? We better use them all. And we did.
Are they still in the back of your truck or what?
No. We used them.
So what's the rod and reel? I want to know what you're battling these on.
So Eric and Colin, my brother, he was there. So it was Eric, Colin, and me. I was just using a musky rod. I was using a Shimano musky rod with a Tranx. And then
the Tranx, yeah.
Yeah. And it was that's what I used the whole time, and it was perfect. And then I forget what Colin and Eric were using, but some heavy rods for sure. Cranker, straight mono.
Handling them on the musky sticks.
Yeah, the kid is that's funny you mentioned that. He don't drink, he don't smoke, he don't do that. He goes to sleep at like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
21 years old.
Yeah. No, he's dialed.
Yeah.
Kids got it together. You
Nah,
know
if
that.
anyone, he does guide up there too. We should mention that.
Look it
Like,
up, yeah.
If anyone wants to go catch a giant sturgeon or a giant catfish, like hit him
Eric
up.
B.
Eric
on the gram.
Brustowski, Eric B on the gram, Eric B on YouTube. Check him out.
On the
Yeah.
gram.
He can catch
Yeah.
bass too, boys.
Oh, yeah.
He's fishing the opens next year. Yeah.
He is.
Awesome. You
Yep.
might see him on the elites with you. You never know. You never know. Hey, you know what's crazy about bass fishing, Coop? You know, like you got to think of it this way, and like whether people know it or not, there are bass fishing groupies. There really are.
Yeah,
And
they're like 55-year-old
most
dudes
of the
with
time
beards.
they're 55-year-old, 40 to 55-year-old men with beards,
Yeah.
big bellies. But
Yeah.
but there are bass and babes that are groupies, and I must confess I've known a few.
I know.
I've known a few. Coop, have you ever encountered bass fishing groupies?
Man, going back to you gotta have fun and you gotta have a balance when it comes to like derb fish. And Pat, I'm focused.
You are.
I don't talk to anyone. Like, I mean, I talk to people, but like I'm not out partying. I'm not going to the bars. But like I said, there's a balance, and there's times where you can have a little fun and you can go out, and it just really all depends. But
have you experienced these bass fishing groupies?
yeah, there's a few of them. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not crazy, but Pat.
Are we Eskimo brothers?
Oh my goodness.
Coop, I don't know, man. I've been out with you. You're a good time. You're a dang good time, Mr. Coop. That's all I'm saying.
Good thing I don't have a girlfriend that you don't know about, or I'd be in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, we cleared that. Production cleared that. Andy Ellenberger checked those all in pre-production. He made sure of that.
It's funny, you talk about the groupies. I came from the skateboarding world and then the fishing world also, and we call them the same thing. You
Yeah.
can try to figure it out in your head. I'll tell you later, but I'm not saying it right now.
Okay.
They have the same name.
Okay.
You still skate, Ryan?
Yeah, I still skate quite a bit. Yeah.
That's what I grew up doing. I used to snowboard and skate.
Ryan's a
shit.
badass skater.
That's all. Well, I'm slowing down, but yeah, in my day it was pretty good. But you
Nice.
skate it like what? How, you still roll on it at all or no?
No. I haven't snowboarded in. Jeez, it's been a long time, and I haven't skated in a while either.
Like what level of skateboarding? Were you getting it or what? Like
So I skated and snowboarded a lot, but I snowboarded competitively. More local stuff.
No kidding.
And then me, my brothers, and a few of our other buddies, we used to travel a lot and do like all the street stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Sure.
We'd go to like Montreal. We've been like Quebec and Sudbury and kind of all over Ontario within a few hours, and we'd travel and hit these handrails and we'd film it all. And that's where the passion for filming actually.
Oh.
Do you have skate footage?
Oh yeah.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, we
man.
want that.
Put that up, dude.
That's
Come
what
on.
we want. Some vintage
I want to see some
Coop
Cooper skate footage.
on the streets of Quebec,
It's all
Montreal.
on YouTube. I think we have like 150 videos or something.
It's still on YouTube right now?
Yeah, it's called 905 boarding.
905 boarding. Like
man.
That was our area code.
okay, so the number 905 boarding.
But it's spelled so NINE
Okay.
OHH and then FIVE boarding.
9-0.
2 H's and O. That's a channel right there.
Yeah.
I'm watching it. You got that, Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look
man.
at the board behind Ryan. You see that?
We had so much fun
Yeah,
doing it. And,
We got a John Dixon. You know John Dixon from Death
oh,
Wish?
I didn't even notice that.
Total ripper. Yeah, he signed this one. And then Chris Grow. Chris Grow is actually sponsored by Triangle Sports Tackle Shop in Antioch. And John Dixon's dad owns the place. owns a tackle shop. So John Dixon, like from Death Wish, like one of the biggest badasses on a skateboard ever. His dad owns a tackle shop and is a bass fisherman.
And you got a kick-ass rack from him. You and Ginge got to fight for that. Our producer Andy too. He's a boarder.
Yeah, he grew up skating too.
I used to try and surf in Stuart, Florida, and that's it.
Here, boys, give me 2 seconds. I gotta plug in my computer.
Do it. As Cooper now is adding power.
I gotta get my charger.
Coop's on the talk show trail. You see what I see? For those on the podcast watching Cooper's pillow right now. Hey, you guys ought to have a whole skateboard deal.
Yeah.
I mean, for real.
There's a lot of, I mean, I've run into so many guys that bass fish now. Like it's really come out. I don't know. Social media helps connect people, but there's a parallel there.
I think Zaldane did too, because I think Zaldane has
I
that
asked
board.
him. I asked him, and he's
just
got
has
the board,
board.
but now I asked him because he was always wearing Vans and stuff, and he said, "No, I never skated."
He's just from the West.
Yeah, but you got Charlie Hartley.
Charlie Hartley's a big skateboarder.
Yeah, he was like part of the start of skateboarding. Yeah, not to
He
date him too
skateboarding.
much, but he was one of the first leaders in the first explosion of skateboarding. Yeah, he was awesome.
Brent Ayler,
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, skater.
Now he
and,
just eats meat.
Fred Rambanas.
Pretty boom boom. Yeah.
Yeah. He says he can
He
still
used to
hard flip.
fish.
Says he can still do a hard flip. I want to see a video.
He used to
Freddie.
fish before FBD.
Let's get a video of a hard flip, Fred Rambanas.
Yeah,
come on.
Let's do it. Hey, welcome back, Cooper Gallant.
Fred Rambanas used to skate too.
That's
he
what we heard.
he told me 2 years ago he can still hard flip.
No
when
way.
we were at the hotel lobby, right?
Yep.
I remember.
Well, no, even since then he said, "Yeah, I just did a hard flip the other day."
There's
I'm
no
like,
way
"Let's see it
Freddie Boom Boom is doing
because I can't hard
flips
flip
on the board.
I can't hard flip anymore.
No, he's too top heavy,
and that's a tricky one.
Yeah,
that's a big jump to get that board between your legs. Not to get too personal, but but yeah. There's a lot of skateboarders. Mike Gilbert, the working class zero guy.
Oh, the swim bait dude.
He filmed he was I think director of digital media at Thrasher and was like long
Oh,
time.
cool.
I remember when we had
he
him a
makes
long time
makes
ago.
those swim baits. Yeah,
He
we
was
had him
the
on in
show.
2016. Yeah.
Oh wow.
The day the Cubs won the World Series. I'll never forget it.
Oh yeah. You guys went to the bar afterwards.
That's right.
I absolutely remember.
But it's skateboarding and like skateboarding, snowboarding, and then fishing. Don't you agree? Coop? It's like solidary sports. It's like things you can do by yourself. You don't need anybody. You just go do it.
100%, man.
Yeah.
Like lawn jarts. That's how I look
like
at
throwing lawn darts
Yeah.
in your backyard by
It's
yourself.
exactly like
Yeah.
jarts. That's what it is. Hey, guess what, Coop? You're 45K up in 2025 on the Elite Series. No more entry fees. Cooper Gallant. We're hearing all kinds of things, mixed emotions from the anglers. I see the post and I'm elated. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so great. And then information starts to come out. I still think it's a good thing, but I am not a professional angler.
It's a nice start.
So I don't know exactly how this hits. And how does it hit you, Coop?
I don't really know yet, Pat. I mean, I'm not completely against it, but part of me likes it, but part of me doesn't. Yeah, like I remember when I first saw it, first thing I did, I called my old man. I said, Dad, no entry fees, like, and I didn't see the payouts, right? So I'm
like, I can pay you more now, Dad, to be my camera guy.
when I first saw it, I was all fired up, and then I saw the payouts, and again, I don't really know what to think about it just yet. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know.
Well, it seems to be set up performance-based, right?
Yeah, and I've seen some, it really all depends. Like, I mean, I've seen, and Pat, I'm the type of person, like, I don't keep up with all this stuff. There's been so much chatter about about it all, and people have been posting videos with charts on people who would have lost 20,000 with the new payout structure, and people that would have gained 10,000, but they were in the bottom 10. Like, I haven't been keeping up with it a whole lot, and I usually don't keep up with that kind of stuff a whole lot.
I like that about you, because I'm the same way, honestly. And
I've always been that way. Like, there's so many times people come to me, like, not just for the payout stuff, but like through drama throughout the season. There's been more drama in bass fishing in the past year than there has been ever, from what I've heard. And I have so many people reach out and they're like, "Oh, what's this about?" And I'm like, honestly, I don't even know, because I don't like being a part of the negativity. So I kind of just,
and you're not.
There's times where I'm watching something or reading into something or hearing something, and it just makes me it makes me mad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sad.
Well, honestly, too, like, how could you get, like, you're so focused on catching bass and finding
and
bass.
you have to be.
You have to be obsessed with it. And how can you pay attention to the side stuff?
Well, everybody does. Yeah. That's the world right now. But here's the thing.
That's rough.
This is what we got to remember. And Coop, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I feel that this is you as well as, may I speak for Ryan and myself. Bass fishing is our happy place.
Yeah.
Bass fishing is what brings us peace. Bass fishing brings us happiness. Bass fishing brings us...
Fishing is what brings us together.
Yeah. No, but that's where we find our peace. Yeah. And people are throwing all this negativity now into the sport. It hurts. Okay, we got this guy bitching about this, and this guy bitching about that, and this guy cheating here, and this guy cheating there. It's I don't like it.
It's a drag.
Yeah, I don't like the negativity, Coop, and I love how you stay out of it. Okay, I do the same kind of thing, Coop. This was the show we never did. Let's just go back. We never did a show on stuffing weights down a walleye's throat. Okay, because it was bad for our sport. We didn't do a show on it. Okay, we didn't want to know about it. Screw you people. In the Bass Galaxy, those walleye guys don't exist. All right, in the Bass Galaxy, cheaters should have their hands cut off.
Yep.
Okay, that's what Fighter told us. He didn't tell us that last week, but we need more fights in bass fishing. Fighter's last show, he said that would handle a few things. Would he? Fighter preface was like, most everybody on the Elite Series can kick my ass, but I would say we need fights. And he's not wrong. The good old Canadian way,
isn't it? I mean, isn't it kind of like that though? Like, I mean, in all the tournaments I've fished, I've always gone by the motto of like, leave it on the water. Whatever happens on the water, leave it on the water. Like, handle it on the water.
Yeah,
and not bring it back to the ramp. Like, if you got something to say to somebody out there, you say it
like
to
Ish
them.
and Poche.
And then, exactly. Push them off the boat, whatever. But leave it out there. It's like, it's like any other sport. If you're on the football field and you're shoving each other around, I don't think those guys are meeting up after the game and duking it out. You leave it on the field, leave it on the lake
or the parking lot if you can't,
and forget about it. Yeah,
I don't know.
No, 100%. Yeah, no, I don't know. Like you said, Pat, fishing's fun. And when I start hearing negativity, fishing for me becomes less fun. And you always hear people say, like, the second I stop enjoying this or I stop having fun is going to be the day I stop doing this. And this is something I want to do for the rest of my life. So I'm trying to be positive about everything, and I'm trying to ignore all the negativity. And, there's times where me as an angler, me as a Bassmaster Elite Series angler needs to be a part of certain discussions to help better the sport. But I try and stay out of all the negativity. I don't want to hear about it. So, yeah, it's funny because so many people ask me throughout the season, whether it's friends back home or, my parents, or like, "Oh, what happened to so-and-so?" I'm like, I have no idea. I left the conversation before I even heard anything about it. Like, I don't know. I've just always been that way. I do this because I love fishing, and that's it.
Okay, so
well, that's good on you, man. I mean, I think more people need to take that
He's a
kind
role
of
model.
approach because it's human nature. When somebody's really mad about something, they want everybody else to be as mad as them. And if you can just reject it, like more people need to do that. Just say, hey, let's go fishing.
So what's your solution? How do we eliminate negativity in the sport? How can we do that? Can we, Coop?
Oh man, I don't know. It all depends on the person, you know. There's just some people out there that love the drama.
That's it.
You know,
Kardashians.
it's like you have someone like me who hates it, and you have people who love it, and the people that love it,
Jersey Shore.
Yeah. Thanks, reality TV.
Yeah.
They created a bunch of monsters. Yeah.
Thanks, social media.
Yep.
I mean, some drama's good for sure, but there's been
Good
a
for
little too
ratings.
much the past year or two.
Yeah. Good for ratings, not the mental well-being of the competitors.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you still think that you can, when you get a buzz on, you could beat up Corey Johnson? Do you still think that? Like, is that still a thought in your head, or have you finally like just succumbed to that notion that you
No,
can?
I still think I can top out Corey.
You can top Corey out.
I think so.
Yeah. Is it so? Does Corey have to be extra drunk?
In my head, I think so.
You're invincible.
I probably can't, but I think I can. It's like Matt. Matt thinks he can beat up.
Dude,
anyone.
Matt could beat up Andre the Giant if he was still alive. Like Matt has the most confidence of any human being that I have ever met in my life. Like literally, if you could say, Matt, you can't climb that big building in New York. Oh, yes, I can. I'm climbing it right now.
Yeah.
Boom, it's climbing it.
Matt can do anything for sure.
But yeah, I think that's amazing that's just that boost of confidence that you have, that you just think you can thumb down. Corey.
Skateboarder, snowboarder.
So as soon as you get them liquor muscles, Corey going down. Going down.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. You might what?
No, I was just saying maybe we'll do a round 2 in the near future. Who knows?
I think so. Did you ever get that cell phone back?
Which one?
Exactly. Hey, on the road, I mean, you live the lifestyle. You are a gypsy.
I got 2 here in case I lose one.
I know how you roll. One for relations and one for conversations, if you know what I mean. You're like 2 chains. Hey, dude, I know you live the lifestyle and you're out there on the road, and like you are a wilderness man. You are a wilderness child. Like, what's the longest you ever gone without a shower out there, Coop? I know you sleep in your truck for weeks.
Longest I've gone without a shower.
Yeah.
It's been a week for sure.
That's a legit question.
Yeah. It's been a week for sure. Like, not like growing up, like I've showered in the lake.
Like Clun.
Yeah, probably a week, like 6-7 days.
That's why your truck smelled like the Bronx Zoo.
Actually,
but that's a record.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and
that's like Nikki Sixx.
Yeah,
type stuff.
And
not recent, like growing up, fishing local derbs back home, being on the water every day, sleeping in the truck.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, and I'm going to tell you, it's like people that I know that are some of the most amazing bass fishermen I know are some of the least frequent showerers in the game.
I mean, who do you got to impress in your boat by yourself?
I don't know, man. That's true.
I remember a few years back, it was in 2016. Me and my tournament partner Danny were fishing the FLW Canada Championship back home on Big Rideau Lake in Ontario. And I can't remember if we hadn't showered for a few days or what it was, but probably not. We probably were on like 3 or 4 days not showering. And we were on some big ones. We found some giant smallies.
Okay.
Some boat rolled up close to us, probably about probably about 100 yards. It's like this, and we're like, this is a perfect time to shower, Like if we pack up and leave, it'll look suspicious. But if we jump in and take a shower and go swimming, they're just going to think we're swimming. So me and Danny ended up having to swim, and we showered in the lake, and we got back in, and then we got in, and Forrest and his buddy were like, oh, we saw you jump in the lake and shower. And then me and Danny are just smirking because we were on a pot of giant smallies.
It was a little divergent tactic.
Gold.
I like it.
We ended up winning the tournament there.
That is some tournament tactic. You never hear that.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, that's a good throwing for a looper. That's the old catch-22. That's a Kansas City shuffle.
Sure.
That's what that is. That's amazing. See, not showering pays off again.
Hey, Coop, you ever seen the movie Strange Brew?
I haven't.
No.
You haven't? Well, all right. Well, my next question is, maybe this will answer it. You should probably, I mean, that's all I know of Canada is that movie. But
Rush
is I know Rush. I know Norm Macdonald. I know is Hork a real word? Like Hork?
Like Horkaloogie?
No.
Well, Hawk.
Like stealing. Like somebody horked my rods. Is that a real thing?
I've never heard that. No.
Never heard it.
They're saying hawked.
They say it a lot in that movie. Who said somebody horked their clothes? It's
really?
Yeah.
No, I've never heard that in my life.
But they're really saying hawked, but it sounds like
I've never heard it outside of that movie either. So I'm wondering if they were just trying to get something going. But
yeah, no, never heard that.
Movie. All right,
we just
you just invented a Canadian word.
Horked.
Horked it all up, didn't you?
Yeah, you don't want to get your truck horked, eh?
Yeah.
Those guys really horked up when they thought you were catching smallmouth. They didn't know. All right. Hey, Coop. All right, where are we at here? Let's get to business a little bit. First off, I want to tell you, your pops is awesome. Kerry is the man. Like every time I see that guy, he's working his ass off, but having a good time. I mean, it was, I don't remember, maybe midway through the season. Didn't he like take a tumble on when he was filming yours, mess his foot up?
Yeah. Dad's awesome, man.
I heard he's still waiting on the workman's comp from the corporation too, by the way. I think it'd take care of your dad. Coop.
The Cooperation.
Yeah, the Cooperation.
He was on it was Lake Fork last year.
Oh, right at the beginning.
I forget what happened. I think he had to run back to the truck because he forgot SD cards and the card was full. And he's running back to the boat ramp, like to where I was. It was like right at the bottom of the ramp on the dock. And those boat ramps had like curbs going down.
Oh yeah.
And he was booking it back to my boat to try and get there on time to get the shot of me talking to Mercer on day 4. And he ran right into that curb and broke his foot.
Oh
man.
He horked it up.
Dude,
horked my ankle.
I think he walked on it for like 2 weeks.
He did?
Yeah. Like maybe longer. And finally went to the hospital and they told him it was broken. But yeah, he's Dad's a trooper, man. I'm so lucky to have him with me when I'm on the road. The amount of things he does for me, it's a lot of the little stuff, like plugging my boat and making me lunches. And I've always said it's like having my own pit crew. Like
it really is. He's awesome.
Yeah. He's always there to help, and we have fun, man. Like I can't wait to start the season off in Florida and get down there with Dad. I cannot wait.
And he always puts me in his cameos on your videos, so I love that about him. Because he knows I'm like JoJo the circus boy. He'll just be like, Pat, say something funny. You're like a seal. And he winds me up. And
Here's a couple crash cymbals.
Hey.
Yeah. By the way, a texter says that it's hawked.
It's hawked.
That makes sense?
It's hawked. Yeah. It's hawked.
Like
you hawk something at the pawn shop.
Hawked?
I don't know. It might be a thing. I've never heard of it before.
Dude, they're saying horked. Trust me. I've seen the movie 500 times.
Well, we're saying horked now.
Yeah.
It's like sincerely. They sincerely horked it all up.
Jeez. Somebody horked.
Yeah, I don't know.
Somebody horked my spot, eh?
Hey, all right, we want to hear some sneaks from you, Coop. All right, because you're an amazing, sneaks. So, hey, Ginge, you got any sneak music? Like, do you have Pink Panther by any chance?
Like espionage music?
Yeah, you have any international espionage music? Oh, here we go, Ginge. Now, what you need to tell us, Coop, is your sneaks. We want secrets from Bassmaster Elite Series angler Cooper Gallant. Right, so you got to give us the whole sneak, the sneak, and nothing but the sneak. So help you, bass gods.
Are you talking
right?
like bass fishing tips and techniques?
We are, and I need you to deeply dig into the sneaks. Here you go. Wait, hold on. I'm going to ask you now. I would like a forward-facing sonar sneak. Give us a tip that you don't like to tell everybody about what you do with forward-facing sonar.
Man, I don't know. I honestly just take that thing out of the box, plug it in, and no, like honestly, like I don't. I've had
good for you.
It's pretty good.
I've had a few guys back home. They're like, "Yo, can you help me set up my live scope?" And I'm like, honestly, I just take the black box out of the box, put the graph on my boat, plug it in, and just mess with the sensitivity and gain. Do a couple other little things, and it's good to go. Like I don't do much at all. But I do move. I move. I use the blue palette.
Blue.
I'm gonna start messing with the amber because the amber does look really good.
Looks cool.
Like really good. But yeah, I use the blue. But I think like I don't know, something I think maybe I do a little bit different than other people is I move quick. Like
what do you mean by that?
The head of the motor, or you're moving
both?
Progressing. Okay.
Both. Head of the motor, move and troll. And it depends. Like, I mean, you don't want to go on 100 out on somewhere like Toledo Bend. You're going to break your trolling motor shaft if you hit a stump. But there's times like Smith Lake, for example. Trolling motor on 100 this quick.
Just panning.
Okay.
Ping.
Well, let me give you this scenario. You're moving real quick. You're going on 100, and then you see one out 80 feet. You just reverse on high to stop.
No, I'll never. Sometimes I'll reverse. Like if it's like 100 feet out there, I'll reverse. But if I'm getting like to like that 50 to 70, I'll try and like veer off to the left or veer off to the right. So like maybe keep it on 100 and go like that. So I start drifting away from it. But rarely ever will I like go reverse and on 100.
I guess what I'm getting at is then what though? You veer off to the right or the left, and then are you throwing at it at an angle, throwing at the fish, or are you trying to get back in position where you can point it forward and keep your distance?
Yeah, it's always nicer. It's always nicer having your trolling motor straight out in front of you. Like if it's right or left, sometimes it's hard to like. I even struggle quite often. There's times it'll take me 3 casts to be bang on if it's like on a 45 to the right or left. You know what I mean? But it all depends on the situation, how far it is, how close it is, and where that fish is. Is it moving quick? Is it stationary? If that fish is stationary, like if it's on a piece of timber, that fish ain't leaving. It's gonna sit there. So you don't have to rush. You don't have to mess up your cast. Reposition your boat, line it up, cast to it, hopefully catch it. But
it's those marauders that you gotta sneak up on, those pelagic open water mako sharks.
Are you always going, if you're going fast like this, are you always trying to go into the wind? Then is that something, or would you ever go with the wind and just cover more water?
Yeah, typically I'll go into the wind. Like if I'm looking for fish, I don't mind going with the wind, but if I know they're there, I'll go into it. That way I can position my boat and stay stationary. That way I don't drift over them. But yeah, man, I don't have too many sneaks about scoping.
Take it out of the box and turn it on and put it on blue and go fast. KVD fast. No, that's good.
Yeah, like I don't mess with it much at all.
It's good. It fits your personality. You're keeping it simple.
One more question about that. What about distance? What do you like to set it on? Forward, like 100, 80?
Yeah, and again, it all depends on what I'm fishing. Like if I'm looking for bait chasers and I'm trying to like cover as much water as I can, I'll put it out to 120, 140.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
As far out as I can. Until you can't see anymore.
121.
Mr. Mom reference.
Yeah, you like that.
For all our young viewers.
Hey, I was going to ask you a bladed jig sneak, but you're going to give away mine, so I can't tell you that. Let's. Hey, Coop, you're good at swim jigging. Like I've been with you. Where were we fishing? Harris Chain? You and I were out.
So? You think so, Pat?
Yeah, I think you're a good swim jigger. Why you don't?
No.
Why?
No, I think I need to work on it, to be honest with you.
Really? What do you need to work on?
I'm confident doing it. I need to do it more.
What's wrong? Your hookup percentage?
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. I just don't have that same feeling I do with other techniques where I just feel dialed.
Are you a fluffer or are you a straight reeler?
I love throwing it though. I love throwing a swim jig.
Yeah. I mean, do you do the fluff? Are you Alabama shaking and fluffing? Or are you just like a northern style?
It all depends. I'd rather just straight reel it 'cause it's a little nicer on the wrists, but
yeah.
Yeah. It all depends.
You ever see Fighter shaking that swim jig?
I have.
Oh my God.
He can swim a jig.
That dude swims a jig. He's a fluffer.
Yeah, he's super
I don't know
good.
if I like the fluff.
You don't like fluffing them?
I don't know if it makes sense.
You don't know what fluffing a jig is?
I mean,
so fluffing a swim
I know what
jig,
fluffing is, but not fluffing it. I mean,
fluffers are working a different industry, but the fluffer I'm referring to is a fluffer. You can actually make that swim jig stand still,
right,
in one spot.
Yeah,
just ding ding dong dong ding ding dong dong ding 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 dong dong. Will Davis.
It's like ice fishing.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fluffing.
Okay.
That's what they call it. Us Yankees call it fluffing.
That's what they call it around your living room.
Yeah, fluffing. No, but the
sorry, no, I was just say we should do some more swim jigging before next season. Now that we're starting in Florida.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. We'll get together and do. But yeah, I was like, man, this guy's doing all right on the swim jig. Like I thought that was one of your fortes. You fooled me. I guess that's why you're a pro.
No, I love doing it, but I'm not. If one of my sponsors was like, go do a seminar on swim jigging, I mean, I could, but you'd be better off getting Seth or someone.
Okay.
Just throw it out there and reel that.
Reel that thing in like Tom Monsoor.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
I
know you like dragging a jig.
Yep.
I mean, in throwing a jig, anytime you can, you're throwing a jig. All right.
Yeah. It's funny because like I grew up fishing a jig a lot and I haven't got to throw it much in the last couple of years. And I think one of the biggest reasons is because of live scope, and we're not going to go down that hole, but yeah, I just haven't got on a good, and I've tried, but I haven't got on a good jig bite in the past couple of years. And I've caught them on it, but like I haven't gone to a tournament where I've just like stuck a jig in my hand all day.
What were you throwing in the classic at Cherokee? Weren't you throwing a jig?
A jig. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I caught my biggest bag of the tournament all on a jig, but I also caught fish throughout the event on a crankbait and a minnow as well.
What's your favorite crankbait, Coop? What are you throwing these days?
Favorite crankbait? Man, the DTs are good. Shimano makes a world. Shimano has a lineup of crankbaits I like throwing too, but I throw a lot of different crankbaits.
So what's your Loomis crankbait rod? Are you using that blend series deal?
Depends what I'm throwing, but I'm throwing the IMX Pros. They're not glass. I'm not a fan of the glass rods, man. I don't know why. I like a little bit more meat when it comes to throwing a crankbait.
What's your chatterbait?
I like it to. It's the 883. It's 7.5 medium heavy, but it's moderate, so it's got some good bend. It's pretty flimsy. Yeah.
And what about the square bill or the crankbait?
Straight floral. Again, it depends on the crankbait, but anywhere from I'm a long rod guy. I like throwing minimum 7-foot rods, no matter what I'm doing, jerk bait and crankbait and flipping, I don't think I have a rod under 7 feet in my boat, but anywhere from like a 7 foot to a 7.5, same thing, like a medium moderate for cranking, medium heavy moderates, depending on the square bill, what I'm fishing. I have a bunch of different crankbait rods for certain cranks.
And are you throwing floral with those graphite rods and the crankbait?
Yep. Straight floral always. Unless I'm like, sorry, go ahead, Pat. I was just going to say, sometimes when I'm back home, I'll throw straight braid if I'm like ripping it through deep grass.
Okay. That's a fun bite.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's nuts. Do you have mono in your boat?
I do not. Well, I do for top waters.
And is that a leader to braid most of the time?
Yeah.
Is your deal?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you ever found situations where fish are actually shy? Like say you're throwing a spook or a popper and it's straight to braid. Have you ever found where they won't hit that, but they'll hit a leader, you know, like a mono leader to your top water?
I haven't really been like, I've been throwing the mono leader for so long now. I really haven't like experimented if they would eat it better with mono compared to braid. I think the biggest thing with the mono is just having that shock lead with the treble hooks. It's got that little bit of stretch. So if you have like a 2 foot mono lead, you got some stretch there, and then it's stiffer than braid. So your line's not going to get all tangled in your treble hooks like braid would.
Yeah, I feel like that's the only reason I do it.
But I'm telling you, there's a lot of guys that if like, okay, take for example, Matt Robertson, if he can throw straight braid on a top water, he's going to do it. But like I've seen Fighter do it before too. And I've seen an instance, I was out on Mille Lacs with Fighter and Kyle the Killer, and they would not hit a top water bait with straight braid. You had to have a leader on it or they wouldn't hit it. I don't know if it was something that it did to change the action of the bait,
sure,
or whatever.
You could do that.
But Bud, they would just roll on it if it had braid.
Really?
I never seen nothing like it in my life. It was nuts.
Maybe you were the third guy casting at the fish.
That was true. I missed him. Oh, I missed him. Hey, my turn. Oh, I missed him too.
Oh, he just rolled on it.
Gosh, dang, he rolled on it. Just tarpon, I think. Anyway, yeah, but no, I have seen that happen. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get down. Let's go to the audience. You want to do that, Coop? They've been waiting all night.
Yeah.
And they
Give
can
me
ask
2
you.
seconds. I'm gonna take a quick pee break before I.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll give that. Just take us with you into the bathroom. Just take. Let's do the first pee ever on a Bass and Talk show with Coop. Andy, you got bathroom sounds? All right, let me go through these. Get your questions into JR Rock and Show Fantasy on the Stray Cast chat board. You got that thing too, right?
I got it. Are you on the Facebooks or the
I'm
YouTubes?
I'm getting them texted to me.
Okay.
So I got
the Facebook here.
I haven't looked at any of the YouTube or any of it.
Bring those questions though. Ask Coop anything.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good one right away. I mean, these are I got some good ones. That was fun too. I liked watching those boys. Gussie and Coop.
Yeah.
In the international escapades. Canadian prowess. Boom,
yeah.
Boom, boom.
It's compiled.
See, he doesn't see one of the questions I have is which is your favorite Mackenzie brother, Doug or Bob?
Right.
And he won't even know.
It's so crazy
that he doesn't see. As Americans, we think that
would
Doug
be
and
like,
Bob are like national treasures.
Right. That'd be like being from Chicago and not knowing the super fans.
Yeah.
You know? The Schwartzkys.
The Schwartzkys. It is exactly like Doug and Bob.
Yeah.
Coop has a nice comforter, doesn't he? On his Texas bed.
It looks down.
It's down.
It's
down white and fluffy.
Duck, probably.
Hey, also don't forget, like and share the live Facebook feed. You got a chance to win something from Coop, Tin Cup, and Sims. Coop, you're back.
I'm back.
Are you ready? And I'm glad that we have this question here as our lead off because I was checking you and Gussie out on the grams. This is from Martin McNally. And he said, how was it fishing in New Brunswick partnered with Gussie? That was pretty cool. You guys were derb buds.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. I've never fished with Gussie in my life, and me and Gussie, we've always got along. We've roomed together for the classics, and we have a good time, and we had a good time. We caught some bass,
Nice.
and it was fun, man. Being in the boat with them, I feel like we kind of have that same like mellowness to us, and we don't get too, you know what I mean? Like he's kind of just chill like that as well in the boat, and I enjoyed being in the boat with him, man. We had a blast. It was a really well run event. A lot of people showed up, a lot of spectators. Several different countries showed up.
Wow.
And met a lot of cool people. Caught a bunch of bass, and yeah, I'm jealous. I'm jealous of Gussie. He's in Australia right now catching barramundi.
I know those things are awesome, dude. They got them in Florida now too, in certain ponds. You know that?
Really?
Oh yeah, bud.
No
So
way.
we can, when we go to Okeechobee, you and I can go a little bit south, and I'll show you where they are. It's probably literally only 45 minutes south of Lake Okeechobee.
Yeah, screw swim jig, and we'll go for barramundi.
There we go. And peacocks. I just went peacocking. Have you caught those yet?
Yep.
Oh yeah, you've been over into the Amazon and stuff. Never mind. You're bougie. Sorry. Sorry. I'm only catching hashtag Florida man peacocks.
Nice.
What are you doing? What do you got?
I was saying, well, I got one here. It says, does no entry fees free up some money to maybe fish an opens division for fun?
Oh, that's a swell question.
Maybe not for fun, but it's a derby.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I want to. Like, I want to fish a derby every weekend. I told myself coming into the elites, I'm going to grind and work my butt off for 2 years to try and have 2 good years. To build my average up. So for those of you that are watching, like, if you can have like 2 or 3 or 4 good years in a row, it makes it easier to stay there long term, I think. Right, Pat? You would know.
Yeah. It seems that way. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that was kind of my goal coming into the elites was let's grind. Let's focus on just the elites, not the opens. Barely any tournaments back home, and try and have 2 good years. And like going into next year, I still have that same mindset. Like I want to have another good year on the elites. I just want to focus on the elites. But at the same time, I'm thinking about it. It's like 50-50 right now. I would love to jump into some opens.
Oh, we got questions on the board. Look how fancy Ninja is. You want to ask that one, right? Can you read it or no?
Oh, I can't see that.
Oh, okay. It says what?
Oh.
This is from Daryl Holloway.
What's up, Daryl?
What's up, D? He says, what lake on the elites is closest to Bay of Quint style fishing back home? Did I say it right? Bay of Quint?
Quinty.
Quinty.
Yeah.
Yes. I used to watch that show. He was a medical examiner.
That was the guy from Jaws.
Oh yeah, he was Quint. You're right.
25.
Hey.
So out of the fisheries I've fished on the elites over my 2 years I've been here, probably I want to say Seminole.
Oh, Seminole.
Yeah. There's a lot of offshore grass. I'd say Seminole.
Interesting.
But it probably fishes a lot like, and I've never been to Cayuga, but from what I've seen, Quinty probably fishes a lot like Cayuga. A lot of deep grass, rockweed, rock piles.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ryan.
I assume this is from somebody from Japan. It says, any desire or plans to come fish in Japan?
Oh, I'd love to. Love to. I love going to crazy places. Like I love traveling. I love going far and experiencing new things. So that's actually on our bucket list. I would love to go there.
No plans though yet.
Ask Palaniuk about his first trip to Asia. Sometime.
I will.
The behind the scenes. Oh, Lynn from Canada. Hi, Lynn. Gervais wants to know, do you ever get homesick?
Yes, I do. There's definitely times where I miss home. I miss my parents, my brothers, all my buddies back home. Man, I'm on the road a lot. Like, I think I've only been home for like a month this year or something crazy.
Wow.
Holy
cow.
Only been home for a month this year?
2 months max. I definitely haven't been home
Oh,
for more than 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, there's times like, Pat, like I'm on the road alone most of the time. Especially during like pre-practice and things like that. But I'm lucky. Like Dad gets to come to all the tournaments. Mom comes to a couple. My brother Colin comes to a couple. We've done some family vacations, like road trips with our multi-species stuff. So I get to see my other brother Tanner quite a bit. But yeah, there's definitely times I get homesick. But man, I love being on the road. I get
home now.
It is.
Yeah.
He's just like a gypsy.
I get a little bit of homesick, and then I get home, and I'm happy to be home, and then like 3 days goes by, and it's like I'm already itching to get back.
What am I doing?
You're like a Johnny Cash song.
He is. Or he's like the Great American Fisherman, but he's Canadian. He'll fish anywhere.
I'm in a Leesburg, whatever he says. Moose Berto asks, ask him how much he loves the MEPS number 3.
The MEPS number 3. Classic.
Moose is another. See, that's why I didn't want to name names, because I knew I'd forget a bunch of people. Moose is another one of those guys that was so good to me growing up. And anyway, we went on so for those of you that don't know, we do a series on YouTube called The Road Trip. It's our multi-species stuff. So we fish for carp, salmon, walleye, sturgeon, muskie, trout, doesn't matter.
Not tarpon yet.
No, that's coming. And we went on a road trip to Lake Nipigon. Actually, the road trip started with Moose 5 years ago. We've been doing the road trip series for 5 seasons now.
Nice.
And he came on the first one. So the first road trip we ever did, me, Moose, my brother, our other buddy Greg, we rented an RV and did a 45-hour round trip. And we went to Lake Nipigon, which is like one of the best fisheries in Canada. World record speckled trout was caught from that lake. Anyway, long story short, Moose was kicking our butts. He was throwing a little MEPS spinner, silver blue fox, I think it was.
Nice.
And he caught the crap out of them. They were all spawning. So the lake trout up where we are, they spawn in the fall and the spring.
Oh, wow.
And they get up like really shallow. Like when you hear lake trout, you think deep water fish, like 30 to 100 feet of water. We were catching like 20 to 30 pounders in like 6 inches to 2 feet of water. It was insane. And he was catching them on maps.
That's amazing.
What's the size of lake trout? You get up there, like when they get really big, like how big are you getting them up there in Canada?
So the biggest lake trout in the world. What's that?
Do you get like 20s, 20 plus
pounders?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you get 50 pounders.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like up toward like Northwest Territories, like Great Bear, Great Slave Lake.
Yeah.
There's
pounder.
Jesus. Yeah, there's 50, 60 giants. Biggest lake trout in the world live in Northwest Territories.
Well, just throwing it out there, I do guide for them down here in Chicago, and we have kind of a world-class lake trout fishery.
There you go.
Right downtown Chicago, if you ever want to come.
You need to add that onto your into your series. But
yeah.
Right downtown, big Lakers all winter.
Nice. I love Laker fishing, man.
They're fun.
Yeah.
Hey, you know Jeff Penner?
Yep.
You do? Okay. Well, Jeff says, Coop, what's your least favorite tournament you've fished since you've been on the elites? And also, it's a 2-parter. And Jeff also wants to know, what's the best memory you've spent with Corey and Chris on the elites?
Okay, so we'll start with the first one. Least favorite elite tournament. That's a hard one. Probably the last one this year at St. Lawrence.
Okay.
Yeah, I had
that was a disappointing finish for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, just so much, and it like it's all good. Like it's just one of those it was one of those weeks where everything that could have went wrong, and it started just to become funny. Like something would happen, and we would just start laughing. Like, yeah, saw that coming. And,
oh no!
probably this year on the St. Lawrence, just because I've got such high expectations out there, and it was my worst finish of the season. But favorite memory with Chris and Corey? Is that what the question was?
Yes.
It's funny. It's going to be the same answer. Seeing Chris win Angler of the Year and Corey win that tournament.
That was awesome. I was right there with you, Coop. We watched that. Gussie was, everybody was, that was cool, dude.
That fires me up, man.
Dude, I could tell too. I mean,
fires me up.
I saw it in you.
It makes me so mad and so happy and so hungry all at the same time, in a good way. Like, yeah, I've been looking up to Gussie and Chris and Core for so long now, just seeing them win, and that makes me hungry. And not just them, just seeing anyone win just fires me up.
And you know how I can tell that you're so competitive? Because when you get drunk, you still think you could beat all three of those guys. That's how I know.
Oh, man. I was telling Corey, I said, congrats, man, but I hope it doesn't take me as long as it took you.
He'll get you back for that. Don't you worry. Yeah. You don't poke a bear. That's what Chris told us about his brother. Never poke a bear.
I think I got one more year. One more year to, like, if it takes me longer than a year, then I was saying, I don't want it to take me as long as it took Corey. I think it took Corey 3 years. So I'm going on my 3rd year, so I got to win one next year.
You better.
Got it.
You could do it.
All the Canadians are
a lot of pressure, Coop.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure, man.
Eric Brustowski says, describe our day on Sam Rayburn.
Okay. Oh, today you mean? Or his day?
No.
Oh, with you and Eric?
Eric and him fish together.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
He says, describe our day on Sam Rayburn.
Mine and Eric's day on Sam Rayburn?
Yep.
I've never fished with Eric on Rayburn.
Well, all right then. Didn't happen.
That's the
Thanks,
answer.
Eric. Thanks, Eric.
He was dreaming that one. Hey,
Yeah.
I like this one. I like this one from Lynn.
He doesn't remember you, Eric.
This is a good one. No, you're going to like this one, Coop. How forward are you looking to this is from Lynn again, Lynn Gervais, to seeing your buddy Danny make the elites?
Yeah, Dan. So Danny, I grew up, he was my tournament partner back home for.
That's Danny McGarry, right?
Yeah, for the whole time, from start to beginning, from the junior Bass Nation, high school Bass Nation. We went down and fished in the States for the Bassmaster High School National Championship together. Every tournament we did back home, I pretty well did with Danny. And he's doing the Opens now. I think this is his 2nd year doing them. He's doing them again next year, and he had some good finishes this year. He did pretty good there in the National Championship a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Danny's my boy. I'm hoping he can get her done.
Yeah, you guys you're gonna have a roommate then when Danny finally comes to the elites. You're gonna have 2 people in the truck, not 2 showers.
It's funny because growing up, we spent a lot of time sleeping in the truck together.
Most bastard people do.
Yeah.
If Sims made a signature bed comforter of yours, what would they name it?
A signature bed comforter.
Yeah.
What would I name it?
Sims made you a signature bed comforter. What would they name it?
Who's this from, or is this from you? This question.
This is from Adam Palazzo.
Adam Palazzo.
What would I name it?
A Sims bed. I want one. I'd buy one, Coop.
Could be duck, could be goose, could be whatever. Something down, probably.
I'm so bad at these questions. This is like when we were on Toledo. Ben and Pat was asking me questions. He stumped me on every one.
Oh, when I asked you if you were a spinnerbait blade, what blade would you be? Stupid shit like that.
Ninja spin.
I think you are, and I just
there was a hot sauce named after you.
Let's call it Coop's Silky Soft Comforter.
Coop's Silky Soft Comfort Emporium.
Yeah, It's Coop's comfy couch. I like it.
Triple C, Coop's comfy couch.
Hey, if you could pick any sponsor, non-endemic, all right, outside the fishing industry, to endorse, who would that be, Coop? Any company.
SpaceX.
SpaceX. What is that?
Elon Musk.
Oh, I don't know. I'm a dummy. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
That's SpaceX.
but what is it though? I don't know.
Yeah.
What is SpaceX though? I really don't know what it is.
He's got like his own NASA.
Oh,
basically. He makes rockets, goes to Mars.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Wants
that's
to
a
go to
good
Mars.
one.
Yeah.
Let's
He's
hit
like
them up tomorrow, Coop. You wanna?
Yeah, let's do it.
So they need a podcast and they need an Elite Series angler. Let's call them up. Let's double-edged sword this.
By the way, Alan Hoare has a better name for your comforter.
Go ahead.
Cooper Super Sleeper.
Cooper Super Sleeper. Yes, I like
Perfect.
it. It's got a built-in hoodie.
Yeah.
You just crawl right in.
And it's dirt resistant for non-showering weeks.
It is, and it's made of Gore-Tex too.
Yes.
Perfect.
And it's got it's micro. What do they call it? Microbial matter.
Yeah, microfiber.
Microbial. Yes.
Is it water resistant? My truck cap has a leak.
It is.
Hey, this is yours. So it
You're
can be.
designing it.
Yeah.
You and Peter got to get together.
Yeah.
Marcano and you got to come up with a design comforter. I don't know. That's a weird question, but I really like it.
Cooper
That's
Super
right.
Sleeper.
I'm gonna have to.
Really
Yeah.
good. All right, let's get one more in here, and then let's give some stuff away. What do you think? Let's find something good. There's got to be something slinky out there. Come on with a slinky question.
A lot of people just making statements and not asking questions. It's got to end in a question mark, people. Come on.
Cooper. This one says, "Hey, Coop." This one says, "Coop, you did good this year." Okay, that's a good
What
one.
was that for Marty Stone?
Hello, Coop.
No question
I
mark.
can't do Marty Stone impersonations anymore. I used to be able to do them well.
You did good this year.
You know what lives
And
on
then
the
you just-
bridges? Trolls live on the bridges.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm Marty Stone.
Will the smallmouth come out if the sun comes out? We'll see.
Are they sight feeders? I don't know.
Anyway, that's ridiculous. Okay, hey, let's give some stuff away, Coop. You ready?
Let's
Let's
it.
do this. All right. First off, we are giving away a tin cup whiskey, the official brown liquor of Bassin, a box of goodness to your door. Ginge, who you want to send these to? You want to send that to it's a producer's choice. Or do you have it?
I don't have it.
Oh, okay. Do you have anything, Coop?
What?
Oh, Andy is in the stream with audio. Andy, why don't you give the prizes away today?
No, go for it. You got Tin Cup and Sims.
Come on, Andy.
Who's got it? Pat's got it or I got it?
Pat's got him.
I got him.
Coop's got Coop's prize.
Yep.
Wait, you didn't send it to me. Okay.
I just want to know what the Cooper Super Prize is.
The Cooper. Can we get that? Because maybe they could use the Sims gift certificate.
Right.
All right. So I have the Sims and what else, Ginge?
Tin Cup.
I have Tin Cup and Sims. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me go back on this. Ba-dee-bop-doo-doo. Shabba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. All right. Here we go. The winner of the Tin Cup whiskey box of fun to the door is Dennis DeSanto.
Dennis DeSanto.
Dennis DeSanto. You have won. So just direct message J.R. Ewing, Rock and Shoal Fantasy, at the Straycast Facebook, and we'll get you that right to your door. Compliments Luke Foley and Tin Cup whiskey.
Congrats.
Yes, the Sims prize for the Sims gift certificate. There it is. It doesn't say how much it's for, but it's a Sims gift certificate. David Rodriguez. David Rodriguez. Yes.
D-Rod.
D-Rod. Heck yeah, D-Rod. All right. Now here it is. This is the grand prize of the evening. Cooper Gallant has put together a Straycast extravaganza pack, bar none. Okay. It's I believe it's what did you say? All kinds of good stuff in there, Coop.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly what's going on yet, but there's gonna be a mixture between X-Zone baits, Outcast tackle. There's gonna be some Mercury swag in there. That's a for sure, and I'm gonna work on some other things. So
That's your Mercury move of the day.
Very nice. Yeah.
I'll get some stuff out, and the winner is Matthew Pollock.
Say it again, Matthew
Pollock, Pollock.
Pollock. All right, congratulations, Matthew Pollock. You guys who won the prizes tonight, direct message J.R. Ewing at the Straycast Facebook page, and we'll get that info. Coop will get you out some good stuff. Love it.
Nice.
Amazing. Coop, you're going bassing tomorrow, or are you traveling?
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on Fork, idle around for about 6 hours, and then chill Friday and head to Lake Ray Roberts on Saturday to do some pre-practicing for the Classic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You watching any old Ray Roberts footage?
I haven't, no.
No, you don't go like on the Lynn Dollar channel or Bassmaster and watch any of that?
Not really. The only thing I'll do is look at like past tournament results. I used to
That's what I mean. That's you mean you just look at them in print?
Yeah, like just weights. What it
Gotcha.
usually
Okay, weights. I see.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of like research. It doesn't help me. I don't know why. I just feel like if you watch tournaments, 70% of the time it's one in a different zone every time.
Yeah. Isn't that nuts?
You know what I mean? Like fish are moving. We're there different times a year. I just hate going into the tournament with preconceived notions, and I just like rolling.
Yeah, it's the
reason that person won is because they're on them that week.
Yeah.
It's the Cooper Gallant, take it out of the box, turn it on method.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to win on a spot that I found someone fishing in a video. Like,
yeah,
I get you. I get it.
I'm with you, dude.
I get it.
I hate it too.
Hey, Coop, you are a breath of fresh air to the Bass Galaxy, and we thank you for maintaining your positivity throughout all the bullshit and bringing smiles to our face. Yes. And we had a good time with you tonight, bud. I hope you had fun too, man.
Yeah, man. I love doing the podcast. I love hopping on with you boys and talking fish. It's always a good time.
And it was great to have you all to ourselves tonight. Usually we're sharing you with other Canadians. You know what I mean? So it's nice to have Coop. So,
yeah, usually they're all chirping, and I'm not a very good chirper, so I'm kind of just sitting there.
Yeah, and then you're just like, gosh, dang it, I wish I was drunk and I'd beat the hell out of all
Not drinking, I'll chirp, but
yeah. Coop, thank you again so much for the support you always show this show and the entire Bass Galaxy. And we hope you have an amazing 2025 on the Elite Series, and we hope that 3-year plan comes to fruition, bud, for sure.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
Bass Galaxy. Give it up.
Thanks, Cooper.
That's Cooper Gallant. Yeah. Internet high five.
Yeah,
we're out of here. See you, bud. Boom. Cooper Gallant. See you on the road.
Go check out that skate footage right now.
Yeah, we got to do that. It's what was the skate footage? It was 9:05. And then I skate.
Boarding,
I
think.
But and you spell out OHH.
OHH, yes.
Double O. LFGGGGGGGG. Hey, it's been another amazing episode of Stray Cast.
Yeah.
It's the glorified version of a bass fishing talk.
Yeah.
Also outdoor cartoon television. Also the hub of the Bass Galaxy. I am told. Yeah. Thank you, Omnia Fishing, Peter Peoria, and your Premium Pro app. Thank you for your support of Stray Cast. Thank you, Sims, for the giveaway tonight and for the fine products that you make for the Bass Galaxy. Bob's Jack Plate, jacked up in case you can't tell. Impulse Lithium, don't you go skipping a beat, Ryan Whitaker. Power Pole, down for pleasure. Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey, the official brown liquor of Bassin. Berkeley and Abu Garcia, it's pure fishing. Hey, we float on Crestliner and we throw shade with water. Until then, Bass Galaxy, we bid you peace, and peace we bid you. I'm Pat Renwick, and that guy over there
Yes.
is Ryan Popcorn
Deer
Whitaker.
hunters, stay in the trees. They're not biting.
They're not eating right now. Ryan didn't get a bunch of bites. And look Ryan
Not
up
biting.
on the south side. What is it, Chicago Smallmouth?
ChicagoBassFishing.com.
If you look up Chicago bass fishing, you find Ryan immediately. He's the guy with the beard. He looks like Yukon Cornelius from the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
And to revert my comment to the deer hunters, that they might be biting.
They might.
But deer hunters, they're not biting.
Yes, see?
Stay
There
in
it
the
is.
tree.
Hey, peace. We'll see you later. This has been an Andrew Ellenberger
Ginger Ninja Production. Peace.